Welcome to them Brothers from Inglewood podcast. Coming to you live and direct once again. I got a special guest in the studio, and it's a privilege to have him. And we got an interesting subject that we're going to discuss today. But before we do, I want to say if you would like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification button, you'll be abreast as to when we are airing fresh and new content. And I thank you for following us thus far. We're getting ready to go into the new year, and you've been with us for a while. And so I just want to say again, thank you. And I'm going to ask that you would kind of let some of your followers know that we're on the air, that we're actually on this station on a consistent basis. And so without further ado, I just want to introduce our special guest. He's a dear friend of ours, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then I'll introduce the subject that we'll be talking about today.
Thank you, Ken. So my name is Harold Allen. I've been a member of the barbershop for a
long time. Yeah.
Still happily calling camera for a haircut. It comes from respect and love and very much.
Appreciate it. Again, I've been wanting to get back into the studio with you and talk about some relevant things that we deal with as men.
Correct.
And the most interesting thing that has been on display in your life as of recent was the critical need and I would say the most critical aspect of our living is men's health. And so this is the subject that we're going to talk about, men's health and how that dynamic looks in our life and the part that it plays. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you encountered in men's health.
For my perspective, and from my perspective, I had a stroke. Stroke 2 years ago, November 8th, 2021.
Wow.
My life changed. And I think prior to that, health and wellness conversation was only for athletes.
Okay.
But for the everyday man who's working 2 or 3 jobs, not eating well, not exercising, he's busy working.
Right.
I mean, once I got sick, I realized our thought pattern and our lifestyle was totally different. Especially different from those who are in good health.
Okay.
And exercising and walking and eating better and putting themselves in a position to live and not die.
Wow.
Most of us are busy living, but we're living to die, versus take every aspect of our lives and live, enjoy life.
Yeah.
I think we're missing out.
Were you aware of pre-health medical consultation opportunities? I know you were an athlete since your youth. You come from a very athletic family. And of course, when we're young, we don't worry about those kind of things. But were you pre-exposed through counseling about health?
It's a very good question. Not a great question, but a good question. Most of the men I encounter are working, have health plans, but never utilize them. So if we start going to the doctor over a period of time, the strange thing about us as men, we treat our cars better than we treat ourselves. Our car gets a tune-up every 3 months.
Yeah.
Paint job, new tires. I mean,
Oil change.
we only go to the doctor 2 times a year. And we really go for a checkup just to say I went to the doctor.
Right.
But we learn every time we go, our numbers are changing. Our blood pressure is higher.
Yes.
Our cholesterol is higher. And we do nothing about it.
Yeah.
6 months prior to this, I knew I had high blood pressure and I had high cholesterol.
Really?
But I did nothing about it.
Wow.
Thinking in my mind, I could handle it.
Wow.
Not knowing that was a precursor of a stroke.
Wow. I guess it leads me into another question, which I'll get to, but by you sort of having this checkup on your schedule 2 times a year, because you have the benefits most men do, you treated it as just, hey, this is just, a formality. This wasn't like, I feel great. I don't have any reason to be concerned about my health. Let me just go and take care of these.
No, that's a very good point. Think about it. We feel great. Our lifestyle indicates we feel great. I'm having a steak, I'm having a cognac, I'm smoking a guitar, a cigar.
Yeah.
I'm living the life.
Yeah.
But I'm gaining weight. I got little aches and pains, but I'm not telling nobody.
Right.
Because maybe some bad information we don't want to hear.
Right.
And yet, we keep silent. And yet, all I have to do is say, hey, doc, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Or we get signs like, my urine is different color.
Yeah.
My urine has a different smell.
Yeah.
But we're not telling nobody.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, pop, the men have died. And then I realize I'm in the bloodline.
Yeah.
Family history.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a discussion about heart attacks and things like that in our family.
Right.
So I think we become afraid. There's a group of men that are also not seeing the doctor because of Tuskegee.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a percentage of men not going to the doctor. Percentage of men don't believe in the doctor.
Right.
And a percentage of men, hey, I'm okay.
Got you.
It's my life. I do what I want.
So, with that being said, it's very important for men to consult with a physician.
Well, I think the other part of that is, yes, I agree. As we get older, our age doesn't reverse.
Right.
So our complications get increased.
Yeah.
Because we haven't addressed it.
Right.
By the time we address it, I'm at stage 4.
Right.
I'm in surgery.
Right.
I'm like, dude,
this can't be reversed.
When you think about most of our illnesses, they are preventable. But we wait too late to address them.
I got you. No,
And then we want a miracle.
Right.
And I've been living this raggedy lifestyle.
Right. Abusing my body physically and emotionally, because my mind plays a huge part in my productive system, stress, and some of the other things that we don't really talk about, because aren't those the hidden things? So since we don't see this stress factor, that's
keep it
right.
Hidden.
Yeah. So with that being said, what does a regular visit to the doctor consist of? What does that look like? Because you just said, most men.
I think it needs to look like, instead of 2 times a year, every month.
Okay.
Because there's so much going on with us.
Yeah.
So we keep hearing, for example, and you're dehydrated.
Yeah.
Now I'm drinking water. I may not be drinking enough water.
Yeah.
But there are signs of dehydration.
Right.
I just learned when they cannot find a vein,
You're dehydrated.
you're dehydrated. I just learned that.
Really? I never knew that.
I went to the doctor. It took them 8 times
To find,
8.
just to find a
And the
thing.
guy said, "Are you dehydrated?" I said, "I shouldn't be."
Right. I've been drinking water.
Let's see. So there's a lot to not. There's a lot. We should be going. We should be asking questions. We should be advocating for ourselves.
Yeah.
We should be looking for alternatives. We even should be looking for a second opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But our healthcare system doesn't allow this sometimes.
Okay. Okay.
So now that I'm a stroke patient, I'm seeing a primary cardiologist, neuro. I mean, I'm pretty busy.
Yeah.
In the regimen.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you contribute that also to prideful men who see themselves as, I'm all right, I'm good, I know my body, all I need to do is get some rest, or, you know, maybe I had too many French fries. So we do a self-diagnosis because really we're operating in fear, right? We're operating in insecurity of knowing that something may be wrong. Something might be wrong, but we don't want to hear the bad news.
Maybe we already know.
We've been patching it up.
Yeah. Totally.
And my grandfather did that for many years. He just wasn't set on going to doctors and hospitals. So
I do believe some of us have a very keen sense of awareness of our bodies.
I'm one of those. I know when.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know when my body.
Worse and never have experienced any pain.
Yeah.
Then I don't feel it.
Yeah.
So we have to get out of that part. I don't feel any pain.
Right.
It still could be a problem.
I judge a lot of things with me in my body. A lot of it is based on my pattern. Even my practical regimen. Sometimes I won't do something that I normally do instinctively when there's something not right. And I may not catch it right away, but I'll catch it at some point in the day. I'll even say like, I don't feel myself today.
See, sometimes we get caught up in the phrase health and wellness.
Yeah.
We focus on the health.
Yeah.
But the wellness part is depression, fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm on 5 or 6 different meds now. I get tired very easily because of the meds.
Okay.
So there's a lot of conversation we could be having with the doctor, even with our meds.
Okay.
Our meds give us different colorations of urine.
Yeah.
So we need to find out not only why our meds are doing that, the side effects of our meds.
Yeah.
We gotta ask the question, we're on meds,
Yeah.
and we don't ask any questions. Really?
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden I can't, I'm having difficulty breathing.
Right.
Side effect of a med. Or I'm having.
So I would
Just when you take more than 3 pills, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then you can't get off of it. You're on them for life.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he's experiencing that. He's actually weeded off of 70% of the meds that he had been taking over the years because he sensed, and he questioned his doctor. He talked to his doctor thoroughly by knowing somewhat more about his body over this time. And he was saying that it seems as though I can do without certain meds rather than just take them because I was prescribed them. He said because I'm learning that the meds are weighing me down.
Are doing more
Yeah, he realized that because there's some things that was happening in his body that he just was not pleased about, and he said it started working on him psychologically, emotionally, and I think that too is a lot of men's issues with their performance and things of that nature. Their vigor, being vibrant enough to, throw a baseball with their grandson, or and they were like, man, those meds got me, zombied out or something.
I think we have to change that mindset, but I'm making it sound like it's real simple, but
Yeah.
you hit on something. Our whole life is based on our performance.
Yeah.
How we perform.
Yeah.
With our hands, with our intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're leading families.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So that may be the precursor.
Yeah.
I am a leader of my family. I need to do certain things.
When, as you said earlier, when you experienced your stroke and got sick, it changed your life totally. And now that we're in the post part of your experience, and every day you're improving, you're getting better. What has changed in a way to where it has prompted you to do maintenance? How have you maintained the change? If that makes any sense.
I guess on my journey, being a patient of stroke, I realized I am the author and the finisher of my faith.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I can't run from the stroke. The stroke is here.
Yeah.
But I can do something about not just the stroke, but my life after the stroke.
Gotcha.
Instead of getting lazy and sit down on the couch,
Yeah.
I can get up and do workshops and
Yeah.
talk to men and still get out there and walk and exercise.
Yeah.
And eat better. I mean,
Yeah. So
the other part of eating better is most of us men, we have high content of sodium and sugar
yeah.
in our
Yeah.
diet.
Yeah.
That's not helping you.
No, sugar.
We got a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out, hey, some of these battles I can win.
Yeah.
Let's win them.
Right. So you do and you're consistent with this. You get together with men on a regular basis talking about men's health.
Correct.
It's twofold because not only are you dealing with the necessity of informing men of health, but you're also helping men meet the challenge of expressing themselves in a way that they didn't as a husband, as a father, as a brother. A lot of these barriers were there, but by you bringing us together, it has allowed us to be better informed.
Oh, you're right, too. Listen, for what? 18 months ago, we started a workshop in San Diego, my hometown.
Okay.
Just with the community of my high school.
Okay.
Bringing men together and trying to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And then it just led to meeting number 2, number 3,
Yeah.
number 4,
Yeah.
number 5. But I do remember there was a meeting where the conversation was so rich. A guy stood up and said, I'm having issues still drinking at work.
Wow.
Now this guy is older than me.
Not just drinking, but drinking at work. Wow.
And then from that meeting, he's been reporting. I've been working.
Oh.
I've been
Right.
sober for so many days.
Okay. So
So sometimes you have to create the conversation.
yeah.
So I even said during the journey, sometimes churches could say, come to church and bring you to the church, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
And then come back to church and feed them salads versus fried chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
See, we have to learn how to take care of each other.
Yeah. I think you said a great deal as it related to the aspect of community, because not only are we bringing the community together, because we make up the community, right?
We make it.
But now you're giving us an incentive to come, because look at this. Not only have I been invited, but there are people there like me.
Right.
There are people that didn't get it all together. They had struggles and challenges and still do. So now I fit in this community. And the guys look like me.
So that's the number one, the guys look like
They look like
number two, the guys are you
Yeah,
at different stages of their.
yeah,
Number three, there was a guy who came from prison a month before, came to our meeting, was excited about what we were doing. We were sharing a few curse words.
okay.
Guys were a little upset. And we had to remember, this guy just got out of an environment that don't be alarmed.
Right.
We're in this setting.
Right.
Let him speak.
He's doing the best he can to articulate his thoughts.
And so we have, the conversation would get to a point where we were starting listening versus trying to defend our conversation.
Yeah.
Just listen, man.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to tell their own personal story of pain and anguish
Yeah.
and fear.
Yes.
We just got to be open to receive it and give a brother a hug when he needs it. You know? So sometimes we make our walk of Christianity, a walk of faith more difficult than we need to. Just listen. Baby.
Yeah.
I heard you. I'm glad you're growing.
Yeah.
In your faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has your knowledge of men's health through your own experience changed your situation?
I think that it is brought to my awareness that the conversation never ends. It's an ongoing conversation.
Gotcha.
Because men are everywhere. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Shop,
Oh, yeah.
The conversation is everywhere.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an opinion. But at its core, express your opinion.
Yeah.
We all are hurting in here.
Yeah.
We all are excited about something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you know you have a heart issue, you share it, man.
Yeah, you should talk about it.
Especially with a friend of your own personal friends. Because you need each other in the most difficult time.
Yeah.
See, we want to keep everything safe. Everything safe.
Were we taught that? Is that
It's like,
the
it's
environment?
like I want to die quiet.
Right. Or alone.
Or alone.
Well, yeah, but alone. Like, I don't even want nobody in here.
People who love us, you don't want them to know.
Right. Isn't that, I think about that statement in our community of men, right? We have this pride thing going, we have this macho thing going. Okay, I get that. Now, it trickles down even into the church environment.
Correct.
That community, why is it that it's always a secret about someone who's going through, but you want us to pray for a certain someone, and it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, I think sometimes, Cameron, we have to actually take that and do an actual field study.
Yeah.
You invite me in, and you just, hey man,
What do you think?
you're 70 years old,
Yeah.
you're 60, because every generation is different.
Yeah. Every generation is different. And if we're clear,
We have to learn how to mish
yeah,
and mash our conversation.
Yeah.
Say, hey, know what's going on.
yeah.
So, your father and my father, they ain't talking.
No. And I think the tough thing is but look at this. we don't talk, but we want to see the change in our children. We want to see certain things formulate and happen in their lives, but do they really have the right formula? Have they seen this on display in our lives? And did we make a valid contribution to them being open by having the conversation?
You and I are in a very distinct position of being fathers.
Yeah.
So the question is, what am I doing at the end of the day that my sons can pattern themselves after?
Right.
Or my daughter can look up to?
Exactly.
Especially when men come into her life.
Right. Yeah. I just had a conversation with my daughter, and I consider it with my children a wellness check. I do a wellness check in this regard. I asked my daughter, I said, well, how's everything going in school? How is everything going with your connection with friends, making friends? And how do you feel about you? How's everything going? And she was like, I'm glad you asked, and this, that, and the other. And, I expressed to her how I feel about her.
Right.
And I esteemed her because I wanted her to know this is how me and your mom feel about you. Yeah. And you don't ever have to doubt that someone doesn't feel this way about you. And that, to me, that is a huge part of our development and how we see life.
It's important that she heard it from you, right, versus hearing it from all these naysayers in the community.
Manipulators.
Influencers.
Yeah, influencers, yeah.
Yeah, and the influencers will kind of tell you, well, you can live without it. you can do your own thing. You don't need your dad. No.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we all need each other.
Of course, of course.
And we just have to learn how to sit down and say, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm your dad. I'm here to do my best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
And sometimes our best is not good enough.
Yeah, but at least we gave the effort.
We
did it. That's to be decided or to be determined.
But you gotta show effort
exactly
to your children.
Yeah.
Because they will get in their mind. If you don't try, you don't
care. Yeah, you don't love me. Yeah.
So we have to at least try.
Are there any suggestions that you can make to men that are watching, those that will view this podcast as it relates to improving, or I don't even want to say improving men's health. Let's just say, are there some things that you can suggest to men about their health?
I think we have to look at ourselves, one, as not being perfect.
Okay.
So that puts us in a position of, I need to learn everything I can about me. If I have to learn it through my doctor, then let it be.
Yeah.
So go to the doctor with some questions.
Okay.
Put him to work.
Okay.
Desire to be the best version of yourself. What that may be. Because you and I were athletes. Think about it. If you're not careful, in the next 10, 20 years, you just start working out.
Yeah, and I've done that, yeah.
And I'm just talking about this, our mobility gets less and less and less and less.
Totally.
But yet our bodies are made to move.
Totally.
And then we learn our bodies are 70% water. We don't drink water. Drinking alcohol and everything else ain't the same.
No.
So we have to at least say, let me go back to the basics of taking care of myself.
Okay.
Loving myself.
Okay.
Caring for myself.
Okay. Okay.
So sometimes you say, hey doc, I want to do this in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to get there as I get older?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Losing weight may be a challenge. So we need confidence and motivation to do the little things.
Yeah.
But we can't keep making things, cars, motorcycles, more valuable than we are.
The things that are insignificant pertaining to health and wellness, because those are things that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be enjoying anyway.
Correct.
Right? And they serve a purpose. A vehicle is to get you from point A to point B. A home is to keep you out of the rain or out of the windstorms. Food that goes into your refrigerator is for your nourishment, your nutrition.
I think the biggest struggle is wealth.
Yeah.
Wealth becomes our health versus health becomes our wealth.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I can make all this money working for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Can't enjoy it.
Now I can't even enjoy it. And it's weird that and I haven't pulled up a statistic or anything because I don't even like to even imagine it. But it seems as though some have worked 30, 35 years, even 40 years straight, retire, and transition 3 years later or something. And I'm like, well, it didn't just happen overnight. Obviously, something was going on all that time that they probably ignored. Like you said earlier, they could have known and just said, hey, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to stop eating the pork skins and the pig feet.
Like one of the biggest issues we have as black men is colonoscopy.
Right.
So I learned
Yeah.
you can get your colonoscopy checked through your blood.
Blood work, yeah, I did.
Not just
Yeah.
more men fear, oh, I'm not letting the doctor do
Right.
that. Well, he doesn't have to.
Right. He says blood work. Yeah.
See, so we gotta say, hey doc, no, don't do that. Do another way. There's other alternatives, but we don't get the doctor a chance to tell us there's other alternatives.
I got my prostate checked through my blood and did it several times. It hasn't just, since I turned, actually I was doing it probably since I turned 45 because at the time they wouldn't give me a colonoscopy because they said I wasn't 50. So now I'm 56 and the last time I went in, which was about, I would say 7 months ago, and I set up a colonoscopy, but like my doctor was saying, he's like, I've seen your blood work. You good, but you still want to know, you know what I mean? But he said, they looked at my blood and he said I'm good. So I'll do it again next year, but I just wanted to stay, like you said, you don't want to get there and it's stage 4. If at all, you know what I mean? But you don't even want to get there now at stage 4.
Most of these are considered silent killers. But you don't get no sign that you have problems.
No.
Men are experiencing no pain.
Yeah.
You go to work every day.
Yeah.
I may be losing weight.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But we need to at least say, hey doc, how am I doing?
Yeah.
How's my heart?
Yeah.
Am I a smoker? I mean, things. When you smoke, everything gets activated faster.
Yeah. I heard about that. I just think like you've been doing over the years, getting us as men together, having these conversations and informative, I would say, components. Because I think the last time I was there in San Diego, they gave out a bunch of things pertaining to men's health. I think they gave out multivitamins. They gave out a few things because a lot of things we as men, we don't do in reference of doing maintenance on our health. We like, man, you know, I mean, I'm guilty of it. I don't take a multivitamin every day.
Well, I think the other messenger we don't listen to is our wives.
Yeah, true. Cause
We kind of tune it out.
yeah, cause they go.
So
They go to the doctor.
Right. So January 6th, I've been bringing women into the picture.
Oh, good. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
They're gonna be the audience. We're gonna be the choir. I'm putting together. The men are gonna sing, but we bring the community to the meeting.
Okay.
Now before we sing, we're gonna let the women know what we've been doing.
Oh.
So now it becomes a family.
I was gonna say it's a family dynamic now.
So now the family should be able to have a conversation about we want to eat better.
Yeah.
We want to do this better.
Yeah.
We want to walk.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to the family dynamic.
Yeah. It's totally a family dynamic, but to kind of bring everything into perspective to health improvement, but more importantly, like you were saying, wellness should be a focus for us as well, because they go hand in hand.
I think COVID brought the wellness part to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So we're seeing more suicides, we're seeing more depression. We're seeing more people not caring for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so now we gotta just say, hey brother, I haven't seen you in a week. What you up to?
Right.
I haven't seen you at church. I haven't seen you at work. What's
Right.
going on? COVID can't be the blame for everything.
No. I think also you got a lot of, and I should say about men because we're men, you got a lot of situations where people are getting angry or upset and they're not talking anymore. I'm like, who does that, right? I mean, no one's perfect. I'm not saying that some people haven't committed infractions, but they can't be that severe where you're not talking. You're not trying to, because you're probably going to be the first one at the funeral if something happens to the person that you're not talking to. You're going to be there, and you're going to feel a certain kind of way.
I think being sick brings upon depression.
Yeah.
And quietness.
Yeah.
Being sick, most of my friends are calling us.
Really?
Because I don't think
Because you're not as, they think you're not as active.
and they don't know what to do with a sickness.
Wow, I never thought
So
of
your
that.
whole family dynamic changes.
I never thought about that. And you would think that,
So I have to do like David. I gotta encourage myself.
right, because you would think that that would be more of an incentive to check on the person because you don't want them to slip into,
It slows down your lifestyle.
yeah, if that's how you're thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because one day out of the week or, one day out of the month, it's not gonna.
We have to teach.
Okay.
We have to teach.
Okay. Because, I think me personally, by me being sort of like a lover of people, I don't think that being alone and being by yourself is all that fulfilling. I mean, because and you know me, I'll talk to a stranger. I don't meet strangers. I'm engaged.
That's a part of the conversation that I was trying to highlight earlier. So when I was growing up, we had a thing called sick and shut in.
Yeah.
Now you got sick and on the move, walkers, wheelchairs.
Yeah.
So we're sick, but we still want to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
It depends on how your church is built. There's ramps.
Yeah.
The doors are too small,
Yeah.
so wheelchairs can't get in.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in, you got me sitting in certain sections.
Now, yeah, you got me isolated now. Now.
So you got to figure that out.
Okay.
And so, because you have to remember, they're thinking, oh, that won't be a part of this community.
Yeah.
And then the pressures.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But yes, seniors, they're still coming to church. They're
Of
just
course.
older.
Yeah.
They're coming to church slower, knee braces.
Yeah. Special section where they sit so they can get in.
To the restroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Close to the restroom.
Close to the restroom.
That's all that is.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have to look at a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, man, I appreciate sitting down with you as always.
Thank you for asking the question.
Yeah, and we'll be back to do another segment because I also want to talk to you about the dynamics of not just parenting, but fatherhood in the sense of relationships. How do we keep these relationships intact? How do we transfer our experience and our knowledge and be received? Because, remember they told us as kids, you're gonna get some tough love. These kids today don't know what tough love is. They don't see that dynamic. They're almost independent of everything. Even in their household, they don't include their mom and dad into their business, their problems, their decision making. It's not like it used to be when our parents, they could just look at us and tell, okay, something is not kosher here. What happened at school today? They because they were tied into us. They were, like we would say as athletes, they were dialed in. They understood our movement, our behavior pattern. If we were eating well or not eating all of our food, they knew. You could, one of the boys could be lovesick. Oh, he ain't eating because he lovesick. He done broke up with this little girl. It's not like that anymore because, like you said earlier, kids are, even commit suicide.
I think I'm being funny, but yeah, just think about you and I got to prepare a table of food, invite them over. They say, hey, for the next hour, I'm asking 10 questions. I want to hear responses
From everybody. Yeah.
Because if they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from somebody
They're
else.
going to get it from social media. They're going to get it from an influencer, somebody at school. So, yeah.
They might as well say, oh, how are you talking about?
Yeah.
He brought that.
Yeah.
Because they'll paint the picture that we've never seen.
Absolutely.
They'll
Absolutely.
paint the picture that our actions don't mean.
Absolutely.
So we have to tell them, we have to remind them,
Yeah.
you're only here because of love. Love in a relationship. And now that you're here, my job is to demonstrate that love the best way I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, thanks again for taking time out and allowing us to sit down and just talk about this. And we'll be back to do another segment. And to you that are watching, we want to ask you again to like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification button so you'll know when we're airing the next episode. Thank you so much for following us. We're out. This car is coming to a stop. We'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Peace.